Welcome to OJAICAST, where we dig deep into the exciting program for this year's Ojai Music Festival. 2026 commemorates 80 years of bringing incredible music to the Ojai Valley. This year's festival runs from June 11th through the 14th with Esa-Pekka Salonen as the music director. On our last episode, Vicky Ray took us deep into the piano, quite literally, talking about the wild techniques that we'll be seeing on the Saturday evening program. And today, Hanzhi Wang will take us to places I never thought an accordion could go. So strap in. Hanzhi Wang is one of the most highly acclaimed and virtuosic young accordionists in the classical and contemporary music world today. She's become a true ambassador for the accordion, and this year will be her first time performing at the Ojai Music Festival. Hello, Hanzhi. Where are we finding you today?
Hi, Chris.
Hi.
I'm doing really well. Thank you so much for having me, and I really appreciate the pronunciation you did for my given name, Hanzhi. A lot of people actually either say Hanzi or just, have a hard time to pronounce it correctly, but you just did perfect.
Oh, wow. That was completely accidental. I'm very I'm very relieved. So where are you? Where did we catch you?
Yeah, so I currently based in New York.
Yep.
So I live in Brooklyn.
Nice. Have you ever been to Ojai?
No, it's going to be my first time, so I'm super excited about it.
Oh, that's excellent. Well, we hope that we can welcome you with some nice weather, and we know we're going to have some beautiful music. I want to back up to your beginnings, your origin as a accordionist. What drew you to this instrument?
The accordion, it's such an unusual instrument. And I actually started to play as my first instrument when I was 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So I first heard the accordion from an Italian movie called Cinema Paradiso.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you probably know the movie. It's truly magnificent. And I was like totally intrigued by the sound. And I asked my parents, this is what I want to do. And then after, a couple of weeks, I got a very first accordion of my life, just like a little red squeeze box that was like super cute, a little toy for me back then. And yeah, that's how I get started.
And where is this? Where did you grow up?
So I was born in China. My hometown was called Suzhou, and another name for my hometown would be the East Venice, because we do have a lot of canals cross over the city. And it's not that far from Shanghai. So, yeah.
And were there other accordion playing young people around you, or were you sort of a unicorn in that way?
So I actually, we do have a few friends play the accordion back then, and just so you know, the instrument was very popular during the 80s and also early 90s because the influence from Russia or Soviet time, instead of the piano, the accordion is much more portable to any circumstance. Like you can just bring the instrument to accompany with a singer, with a choir, or just like very easily blend into any kind of ensemble or chamber music. So the instrument was truly popular.
Probably more common there than it is here, even.
Yeah. In the States, I would say people would be more associate the instrument with like folk music, jazz, or like polka.
Right. So I was watching some of your performances, and I have to confess I'm not too familiar with the kind of accordion you play.
Uh-huh.
The actual instrument is fascinating. I guess it's a chromatic button accordion. Is that right?
Yeah, that's how exactly the buttons lay out on my instrument, chromatically.
Can you explain a little bit about it and how it's built? Is it tailor-made to you? Is it a fairly common accordion?
So the instrument, the name button accordion, another name for the instrument would be bayang, which, the name after the inventor from Russia. And so the right hand, we do have like 116 buttons, and it just goes as chromatic way. And the left hand, it's pretty important. And a lot of people think the accordion can only make like the own papa sound, like for polka or whatever. But the left hand, instead of own papa sound, I do have like chromatic notes, individual notes as well, just by pressing the converter. So that means I do have like two systems in my left hand. One is those own papa system, which I barely use it anymore. But another system would be the free bass, the individual notes. And the range of the instrument, it's really wide. Like I'm just gonna do a little bit demonstrations. So
You have an accordion right here, right?
yes, I do have an accordion with me.
I'd love to hear a little bit of sound from it. She's picking it up and sticking it on her lap and
Yeah.
strapping in.
So yeah, the right hand, for example, like the chromatic way would be actually my warm up every morning. So I do something like.
Wow.
And the left hand, I do the same thing, but the sound from the left hand and right hand, it's a little bit slightly different. So. So the highest note by switching the registers, we do have like 15 registers on the right hand, and we do have 5 registers on the left hand. So by switching the register, the sound, the lower sound would be like tuba from the orchestra.
Oh yeah, super low.
Yeah, and then the highest note by changing the registers would be like a piccolo from the orchestra. Can you hear that?
Barely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will just lower the octave so you can hear it better.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the range is really outstanding.
Yeah. So that allows me to play a lot of contemporary music, even though the instrument was like reinvented during the 1950-ish. So the instrument actually exists before as like pretty standard simple way, like the own papa system. So around 1950, the instrument was like reinvented by this guy named Bayang. So yeah, so the instrument compared with other classical instruments obviously has pretty short history. That's why we do have a lot of contemporary music. And if we want to do like classical music, we can do transcriptions from all kinds of period of history, the music history. Yeah.
And are those transcriptions pretty widely available, or are they hard to get?
The transcriptions for me, most of the time I do my own transcriptions. So I
Right.
can play like pieces from Bach, from Scarlatti, from Rameau, or any kind of music pieces that's written for a keyboard instrument, like some of like harpsichord pieces or written for piano. Those pieces are like, it's pretty easy to transcribe.
It is an extra step that you have to take that your orchestra mates do not. I know that you're going to be performing Luciano Berio's Sequenza number 13. Before I ask you a question, let's take a little listen to that. That's just a little sample of Sequenza number 13. Tell us about that piece and sort of your history with it.
Yeah, so it's a absolutely extraordinary piece, originally written for the instrument. And I truly enjoy, especially the beginning and the ending of the piece. There's a lot of development in the middle of the piece, but then the beginning and the ending has this like beautiful folk tune. So start from like single notes and then gradually like consists of something beautiful harmonies and just like switching the colors, different colors and chords and harmonies. I think it's like, the tempo can goes pretty fast. So for audience, for the very first time, it's gonna be like you don't really know like what's happening, but then you have to like stick with the theme in the beginning, which is like super simple and beautiful, and so it's like simply like repeat it 2-3 times before it kind of transforms to something like truly complicated. Yeah.
Is it something you've played a lot before?
No, not a lot. Not a lot before, but just did probably a few times at the recitals. Yeah.
We were talking with Ara Guzlimian about this piece in an earlier episode, and I understand that this is going to be part of a performance with the LA Dance Project.
Yeah.
Have you collaborated with dancers before?
Yeah. Yes. So mostly with ballet dancers. Like I've done the project called Winter's Tale with American Ballet Theater at the Kennedy Center in January, and also last year for the premiere of The Winter's Tale at the Metropolitan Theater in New York. So yeah, so that it's like I've done something like on-stage musician, and I got dressed up as same as other ballerinas, and then you have to yeah, but at the same time you have to be like super concentrated. There's not
You
much
got work to
movement
do,
for me.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I have to like still like pay attention to like what's going on with the orchestras, with conductor. So yeah, there's a lot of things going on.
Well, I imagine it changes the dynamics of the performance a lot. They're drawing a lot of attention and energy towards their movements, but really looking forward to seeing that here in Ojai. You're also playing with the Ataka Quartet on Sunday morning's program for Bryce Dessner's piece Circles. Let's hear a little bit of that. Amazing. I was watching a video of that performance, and the accordionist is playing what looks like an entirely different kind of accordion. Is that what you're going to be playing?
Yeah, so that kind of type, it's called the bandoneon. And if you know the composer Astor Piazzolla, he is the ambassador for that instrument. He's Argentina composer and also a bandoneon player. So yeah, that instrument looks way more smaller, and yeah, it's totally different layout from the buttons. So yeah, I wouldn't say they're like same instrument, even though they have the bellows, but it's just the way of playing that's totally different. But
do you have to kind of reset and sort of change your approach when you? It sounds like they're very different, sort of hand-eye memorization. I don't know. I imagine it's like a tuba player picking up a trumpet.
Yeah, probably that's gonna be the feeling. But for me, like whatever the bandoneon player they can play, the music we can easily do on the concert accordion, because concert accordion it's much more like complicated, and also we are more capable to do like wider repertoire.
Nice. And I know also I'm personally most looking forward to the Saturday morning meditation concert that you're doing. I see on the program that you're going to be doing something of your own. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do two solo pieces. One of the pieces is called the Mountain Song. It's my own work, and then I premiered it 2 years ago at the Newport Music Festival. So this work was my kind of like reflection after I had a trip to a mountain called Kawagabo. And this is a mountain that's located on the border of Tibet and Yunnan province. So the mountain actually has a lot of stories, and also for local people, they truly believe the mountain is their god. So they would never allow people to actually conquer the mountain. Actually, there's never anybody conquered it. Everybody trying to do it never made their way back. So I've heard so many beautiful stories, and just the experience that I, spent a few days there with the local people, the way how they respect the nature, the environment, and also treating each other. It's truly memorable for me, and I've had so many wonderful moments. Just living the remote life and just experience the locals, the harmony, balance with their surroundings and everything. It was just it's truly different experience with what I've lived in the cities and urban life. So that's basically the backstory background story of the piece.
I'm eager for you to get up to our little mountain valley. We have some pretty spiritual spots and peaks around here as well. So hopefully in some of your time off, you can do some exploring. Let's take a little listen to a bit of mountain song. Okay, that was a piece called The Mountain Song. And before we close, we'd love to hear a piece of music of your choosing, anything at all. We ask this of every guest on the program. Anything at all, anything that's either related to what's happening at the festival or not. What have you got for us?
So I'd like to showcase the piece called Menuetto from my solo album on the path to Hans Christian Andersen. The album I was recorded during my time. I lived in Copenhagen, Denmark for 8 years, and then I had a lot of collaboration with Danish and Scandinavian composers back then. So this piece is also written for the instruments based on the Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tale, Little Mermaid. So I truly enjoy playing the melody of this piece, and also the way the echoes from the each part of the melodies just made this piece so special. Also memorized for me kind of my life in the past, and also it feels like far away, but it just something preserved my memory and also the feelings in my kind of past life.
Wonderful. Let's take a listen to Menuetto. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that with us. And thank you for being with us, Hanzhi. I can't wait for you to get up here to Ojai and lay some of that accordion magic on us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really looking forward to meet you in person, and really looking forward to meet everybody in Ojai at Ojai Music Festival.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you to Hanzhi Wang for shedding light on all things accordion. That was a great conversation. So before we leave you, I'd like to let you know of some of the special things to look out for at this year's festival. When people think of the festival, they imagine these 4 spectacular days in June, but the festival maintains its presence throughout the year in a series they refer to as Between the Junes. And many of these events incorporate other disciplines within the arts and the Ojai community. In May, we had an incredible weekend program called AV, or Audiovisual, featuring 12 visual artists here in Ojai. Over the past 8 months, these artists have been creating pieces in a variety of media. There's paintings, prints, projections, fiber arts, installations. There is even a floating sculpture made of pool hose. The pieces were displayed indoors and outdoors around a private residential property. Composer and producer Will Thomas, who we should say is also the producer of this very podcast, collaborated with each of the artists to create audio accompaniment played back on speakers alongside each installation. It was pretty spectacular, so much so that the organizers of the Ojai Music Festival decided to bring a couple of the pieces to Libby Park during the festival. Full disclosure here, I was fortunate enough to help curate the AV show and to create a piece myself. And you'll be able to experience that installation, Sonic Blooms, during the festival. Keep a lookout for a pathway lined with clusters of speakers painted in botanical patterns, with Will's composition and my daughter Eliza's voice emanating from each bloom. Elsewhere in the park, look up into the oaks for the piece Wind Constellation 123 by the artist Joel Fox. Intricate colored 3D printed cups and sculptures mounted on magnets spin in cycles like a rotating DNA helix clockwork. With Will's transfixing score, it's really pretty magical. I'd like to really thank the folks at the Ojai Music Festival for including local artists in this year's program. It is so special to be part of this creative community. This episode concludes this year's series of OJAICAST. The Ojai Music Festival is celebrating its 80th year with Esa-Pekka Salonen as the music director, so don't miss it. And as always, thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the festival. OJAICAST was produced by Will Thomas for the Ojai Music Festival. Visit ojaifestival.org for more information on the program, tickets, and please consider donating to the festival to keep innovative music coming to the Ojai Valley. You can find me on Instagram at Noxon Art or online at ChristopherNoxonArt.com.